So I'm James, I'm the Director of TH Racing. We've been in business now for 4 years, sort of living the dream I suppose. Things snowballed a bit. We were doing some racing. I was racing a Boxster with Porsche in the Rest Racing series that they ran a few years ago. Due to COVID and one thing and another, that all finished. I really wanted to keep going racing. I left Porsche and I got a job 4 days a week so I could spend 1 day a week building a race car for myself. First thing I bought was a van and kitted that out with toolboxes and everything so we could go racing. And once I'd done that, people who knew me from when I worked at Porsche started asking if I could do their Porsche as well, go around the house with the van and do their cars in their garage and stuff. So I had several people getting me to go and work on their classic 911 in their garage at home and things like that. We found this unit and it's just snowballed from there. We've now just put a second ramp in, we're taking people on. I've worked on everything, I'm hybrid trained. I've got KN, McCann, 987, you know, everything here all at the same time. We do the full spectrum. I mean, we don't really see any sort of 356s. I've worked on a couple over the years, but we haven't seen any since we've been independent. But I've done, you know, sort of 2 litre cars right the way through all of the air-cooled cars. We've just finished rebuilding a 964 engine, just rebuilt a 3.2 Carrera engine 2 weeks ago. Had a 964 in yesterday for a look and we're going to be doing a full engine build on that. I've done 915 gearbox builds and everything along the way, but obviously pretty much anything with an engine in it we will do. We are a small family run business. We tend to work around our customers. I only live 10 minutes up the road, so when customers say to me, I won't be able to get to you till Friday because I'm not getting home tomorrow night till 8 o'clock, I say, well, come tomorrow night at 8 o'clock then, pick the car up, that's fine. We tend to work around people. We deal with the customers we want to deal with because they're passionate about the cars as well. We do inspections on every car that come in and something that I sort of pride myself on is when I worked in an OPC, we did what were called See It Now videos, and you get a real distinction between some are excellent and some is just a guy walking around reading off what he needs to read off. I always do a video on every car because then the customer can really see what you're explaining. Sometimes you'll say to someone, you know, this is leaking. Well, they have no idea if it's gushing out on the floor, if there's a tiny little drip, you know. So if you show them, then they get an understanding of how urgent it is and how much it needs or doesn't need doing. And you can say to people, look, there's a tiny mark there, we'll check it again next year. Or, look, that's about to fall off, let's do it right now. When I first went out on my own, I looked around at, you know, several part suppliers, and I didn't just do Porsches when I started out because, you know, I didn't expect to have a queue of Porsche customers the second I left my job. I used Design 911 a couple of times and they were actually not just cheaper, although sometimes you are, but there was also the fact that the guys you were phoning up knew about the cars, and you could say, oh, you know, that little bolt on the back of the head there, you know, that one that always goes wrong, and the guys say, oh yeah, you mean the, you know, that one there. Whereas if you phone a normal part supplier, they haven't got a clue what you're talking about. They need a part number or a picture of it, and so it's really good to be able to speak to people who you feel like have got as much passion for the brand as you have. I've done a lot of manufacturer training over the years. So if you go on a Mercedes-Benz suspension course, you'll learn about what is a shock absorber, how does it work, what is a spring, how does it work, why is this bush here. If you go on a Porsche suspension course, one of the first things you learn about is understeer. You know, it's a brand built around driving, and I just love that.